we're going live and we're live. Woo, quick.
Hi, welcome to StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It, and this is episode 505. How's it going?
Busy.
Yeah.
I was telling Megan that I was driving away from my house when I was like, oh wait, we're gonna podcast this morning. Turn around, come back. Um, so just busy. Life is
Yeah.
lifing.
Yeah. Have you been able to enjoy any of the Olympics or at least the Olympic Knit Club of all the people that have been posting their projects?
No, well, yes and no. Yes, I've been watching a lot of Olympics. I haven't seen any of the knitting stuff. I
Ah,
did
okay.
remove Instagram from my phone, so that might be part of it.
Yep.
Um, but I let's see, curling's been on a lot in our house.
Mhm.
And then I've been following along the figure skating stuff just on YouTube.
Mhm.
They've been popping up for me. And then yeah, not much else has made its way to me. I have watched one video where somebody from Norway showed their dormitory situation, so like a vlog from inside
Mhm.
Olympic Village, and it's been fun.
Yeah, a couple of the cross country skiers have been posting, and then a couple of the alpine, like downhill skiers, have been posting that, like, I think it's Breezy Johnson has made her children like Olympic sweaters,
Um,
and makes herself headbands. And it's like all freestyle. So, like, no pattern, right?
mhm.
She's just winging it. And then, yeah, a couple, one of the cross country skiers, I'm trying to remember what country, I think he might be the United States. His wife made him one of those duck sweaters, and then he's taken up knitting and he's like pretending to be a knit fluencer, um, or a knitting celebrity basically. But it's kind of fun to watch him taking on things. So yeah, the Winter Olympics definitely seems like it's rife with, like, I don't know. There's a lot of time spent being transported in between
Hmm.
these locations where you can do your sport, as well as probably waiting for the ice, waiting for the track, waiting for sports have a lot of waiting. As a swimmer, a previous life swimmer, I can definitely relate. There's a lot of weekends where spent the whole time on the pool deck waiting to compete for a couple of minutes total.
Hmm.
So, yeah, makes a lot of sense. Kind of, yeah, it's all Tom Daly, right? Of With the
Oh,
diving
yeah.
in the Summer Olympics, which I feel like is a little less. The Summer Olympics is a little less translational, I guess, into the knitting world. I guess you can get cold
Mhm.
when you're
So it sounds
wet.
like I can go down a YouTube rabbit hole with like if I search knitting in the Olympics and or
Exactly.
knitting Olympians.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Cool. That sounds fun.
Yeah, yeah, it's been fun. People have been reposting to stories. I swear there was like maybe like an NBC broadcast like mention maybe of
Hmm.
it. I don't know. It's always, they always got to throw something in to make it like not as awesome, right? Like granny hobbies are taking over the the Olympics, and you're like, it's not a granny hobby. Anyway, um and then, yeah, just a little bit of a Minnesota. We did announce our next ZK challenge. As I mentioned in the email, as always, these challenges are just for like bonus imaginary points. You don't have to participate in them. You can continue to make whatever you want to make with whatever yarn you want to make, whatever project you want to make, and still enter and participate in the craft along. There's been years that I feel like I've really been into it, maybe some recent years. And there's been other years where I was like, hey, I was designing something, or I was test knitting something, or I was, and it didn't fit in, right? I didn't
Hmm.
get all of the bonus points. And then, yeah, just a call out to folks that if you are making something with Park and Jesse's patterns, that you can also enter for actual prizes other than, yeah, points and maybe going for some of our participation prizes in the ZK craft along versus the StockinetteZombies craft along. So, and I saw Park and Jesse both had new patterns out in the last week, so that's exciting.
Cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I have not cast on my project for that yet, but plotting as always. With the
yeah,
new challenge, I put off starting some mittens I was gonna do. So,
yeah.
yep.
Yeah, I said
And
we started a new challenge and then I didn't say what it was. It was comfy together. And so things that you make in pairs.
yes,
Socks, slippers, leg warmers, arm warmers, mittens, mitts.
yep.
Um,
And then
I
you're
threw
gonna
in a
make
pair of
pants
pants. Yeah. That's a fun rabbit hole to go down too, just like language, like why we call them a pair of pants.
or a pair of scissors. Although there's two blades in a pair of scissors.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
And there's two
Um,
legs in a pair of pants.
yes, that is the entomology.
Yeah,
Like you make the two legs and then you splice them together. So then it's a pair of pants. Anyway, so fun there. And then we also have on Sunday a craft and chat with ZK and ZKN. So if you are a ZKer, check your inbox for that information. If you're a ZKNer, you have that in your Patreon. And if you've set it up, it's coming to your inbox as well.
awesome.
Yeah. And that's it. Lots of well, sort of seems like a lot of administrating, but yeah.
Not too bad.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
we're
We're
here
doing
about
whips.
whips. Yeah. So I did not, or I have not been working on anything but this item since about a, I don't know, I want to say a week ago, but life's been pretty busy. I feel like I should have been further along than this, having made it my only project. But I have the Hasper.
Yes.
So you can see I have three finished motifs out of four. So four's the goal. I have, let's see, I just have the little star nubbins started on the fourth motif. And I was
Hmm.
hoping by this weekend to be at least halfway through the motif. So I am a little bit behind.
Hmm.
Not saying I couldn't be closer by the end of today, but the way that this very smushy mosaic knitting goes, it just kind of condenses
Yeah.
down. You're doing two rows for one pattern piece because it's garter plus slip stitches. It just, there's a lot of knitting to get progress.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I would concur from, yeah, making similar items. Like,
yeah,
but you're going until the motif is finished, not until you get to a specific length, right? So that will help kind of meter it
yes,
out, right? Yeah.
yeah. And then there's a border after the motif, but it's just more back and forth knitting. You don't have to think as much. There will be less mess ups where I have to go back and fix it. I think I had mentioned at one point that I had ripped back quite a bit of this project
Mm.
because a motif was off by a little bit. I did notice another mistake, but it is more in vein of purposeful. So I'm going to leave it. It
Mm.
is fine. I
Are
must
you
have been
going to make
fixed.
the mistake purposefully again?
No, no, no. It's
Yeah.
not
Okay.
symmetrical or anything like
Oh,
that.
I see. I see.
Yeah, I think when I was fixing something, one of the loops that should have been in the behind went to the front. And so it breaks up the motif or doesn't break up the motif in one specific area. And I looked at it and went, I'm not going to see this in
Yeah.
the future. It's just going to blend in. I'm not going to notice it. And it's one of those, Amish mistakes, right?
Yep.
Only God is perfect. One of those things. So,
Mhm.
um, put it in there or left it in there and kept the motoring through, hoping to get this done for the blanket entries of the KL.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're both in a similar vein. trying to do that. I have a blanket that I started when you started talking about your blanket.
Mhm.
And I was like, hey, I could. And then I went down the rabbit hole of looking at like all of the DK single ladies that I have in my stash. A lot of them are ZK vendor yarn. So kind of pulled those to the front and did some like, yeah, stash stirring and have been working on this pretty much since the beginning of February. I feel like I went to Chicago for that week at the beginning of February and did not take it with me. But the rest of the time, the rest of the home time has been this blanket. I mentioned last week that I wanted to get it squared off before so I'm not doing the horizontal entrelac. I'm just kind of making a more typical like blocks of color. This is about well the full like full and a half is about 10 inches. So what does that make? Each one of these like 6 and 3. And so there's 6 of those full and a half repeats in a row, which makes it about 60 inches. So it's not quite like as wide as I am, tall. Obviously, I'm taller than 5 foot tall. Um, or maybe that's not obvious if you've only seen me in this box, but I'm taller than 5 foot tall. And then I just decided that I wanted to play around with kind of, I mean, it's not like brick, like I think a brick motif would be a little thinner here and then maybe like a solid in between the rows, but just like a little bit of an offset, which has been fun to add in where I'm not picking up exactly at the edge, but like sometimes it lines up that they're that
Mhm.
point right there is where 4 of them meet up. Kind of a little of a pinwheel feel. So yeah, just kind of on that first row, decided it would be maybe not.
Mhm.
You tilted your head. Um, the Yeah. The gray is a bunch of DK that I've so the squares that appear or the colors that appear most often are this gray. That's every other row has that gray as the in between, and then I'm kind of working through some other solids on
Mhm.
the other rows. So I finally like squared it off again, not like horizontally wise, but just like it got to where it is now as 9 rows tall because of that or that 6 of the 1.5.
Mhm.
And these are roughly squares. So yeah, I got it to where it was like 5 foot by 5 foot, and now I'm adding some more length so that if I wanted to have my feet covered and it all like scrunched up around. So it's yeah, I'm gonna have to make the call like after this row if I want to like next week to continue to try to add more rows or just add the edges on. But really, again, some of these squares. So this is also some lavender loom that I had a sweater quantity of. So there's a
Mhm.
lot of those blocks in here. I'm trying to make sure that none of them stack up on each other or are directly adjacent from one another, just to kind of visually break things up. But just loving, this is some 3 Irish girls that I made a portage out of. So leftover sweater, ball of yarn. I think this one is this is a Jenna square is my favorite square of just how Tunisian crochet shows
Mhm.
up with those speckles and variegation. It just,
Mhm.
chef's kiss. I love it. I love it. I love it. So yeah, told myself I couldn't weave it ends until I got it to a point where I was like, okay. And there for a while, it was driving me mad that I couldn't weave in ends. And now I've come back around where I'm like, no, I just want to keep adding squares. I don't want to be weaving in ends. If you do the math, never do the math on ends. Yeah, I've got hundreds of ends to weave in. But it'll happen and it'll be fabulous. The biggest problem right now is that this is now like the blanket. I can use
Mhm.
it as I'm working on it, which is a benefit, but then the cat wants to come and sit on my lap. And wants to like start kneading. And I'm like, I'm not quite ready for you to felt this blanket yet. Like maybe once
Can
I've
I
taken some
finish?
pictures and like so it's like it's a great thing to have this like project that is already providing as a whip is already providing me like FO type benefits. But then Sullivan wants to come sit on it. And I'm like, dude, please don't make the biscuits on my brand new blanket. He just wants to break it in.
Yeah, cats are funny. I've noticed a habit of Alice recently that if the door's ajar, she doesn't walk through it. She has this habit of kind of putting her paws up and then meowing to get us to do stuff for her. And so she'll shut the door and meow, and then we have to go, "Oh, what the hell?"
Uh, this is to prove that she is in power.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's cute when it's at the treat cupboard, right? She goes up and she goes, meow. And you're like, okay, treat, sure. I'll get you a treat. This is weird, right? The door's open. Just walk through it. No, gonna go up on it. It closes. Meow. Let me out.
I closed myself in. Uh,
Yes.
no, that's fun. That's fun. Yeah, it reminds me of things that the children would do when they were younger, right? Like just kind of like you're perfectly capable of doing this yourself, but you're gonna sit and cry because you want mommy to do it for you. But yeah, more fun when it's a animal.
Right. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, either way, babies are animals. That's not malicious. They
No, it's not.
just
It's
want
just
your
funny.
attention.
Yeah, it's just funny. It's just funny. Yeah. So yeah, we are both heads down on
Yes,
finishing
yes.
February items. I hope other people are enjoying their projects, whether they are many or yeah, monogamous as we have
I
yeah.
I feel like you're already at your goal though, because you can bind off anytime, pretty much. But
Well, yeah, I'm like mid-row now, right? So I've
right,
got
it's
like
true.
yeah,
But
like three more of the one and a halves to do, and then I can. Yeah, then it's really just like, do you venture to start another one? How long is it going to take me to put the so I just go around from the wrong side and do a single chain to help it flip. You know, Tunisian
mhm.
crochet is like stockinette. It likes to roll with two strands. I'll take two strands of DK, probably
Mm,
this gray as I've got, just to create a nice firm border around it. And then you block it and try to again try to go against that. But yeah, taking the finished object photo will be interesting to try to get it all in view and then also provide some perspective. So yeah, gotta budget for all of that, right?
well, if mine's a grainy photo taken at like 11:45, you'll understand why I'm trying really hard
It's
to
still
get this
pretty and
one
it's
done.
gotten very big, Amy. I will give you that. Like you said, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger. Mine is just like adding rows to something that is the same width, right? So yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So early days, it felt like a breeze. But we're
I'll
getting
get this
into
done
the
by yeah, end of January.
but we're getting to the wingspan part of the item, right? Like it's got enough wingspan that you could probably stop at this motif, but it's not part of the design. The design and the amount of yarn I have would necessitate one more motif and a border. So wish me luck,
Good
Team
luck,
Blanket.
Amy. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye, Ufta. Alrighty, off you go.
Yeah, we got a firmware drop at like 9:30 last night.